Welcome to Second Act Studio, where we talk about reinvention, creativity, and designing life on your terms. Today, we're going to cover why I'm choosing to retire at 65, redefining my retirement and my identity, and having fear, freedom, and clarity in my second act, choosing purpose over routine. So, why am I choosing to retire at 65? Well, number one, because my alarm clock and I need to see other people. After decades together, the spark was gone. It just kept ringing and I kept ignoring it. It was a toxic relationship. My coffee budget was starting to rival the national debt. Retirement felt cheaper than caffeine-based survival. I wanted to stop pretending I understood the new office software. When the update available message started giving me heart palpitations, I knew it was time. When my coworkers began sentences with "back in your day," I decided to leave before they started asking me what the Great Depression was like. I needed more time to forget why I walked into rooms. Doing it at home was far less embarrassing than doing it in a meeting. I wanted to purpose my lifelong dream of doing absolutely nothing, and I'm proud to say I'm already exceeding my expectations. Because 65 is the perfect age to start giving unsolicited advice. Really. Retirement frees up the schedule, and it's a important public service. Start over. Because 65 is the perfect age to start giving unsolicited advice. Retirement frees up the schedule for this important public service. I wanted to beat my knees to retirement. They've been trying to quit on me since I was 58. My hobbies needed me. My paintbrushes and golf clubs are lonely. My recliner is underutilized, and the remote control needed a stronger leader. And lastly, because I earned it after 50 years, the alternative was working forever, which sounded suspiciously like a punishment. So redefining retirement and my identity. I'm not going to lose my identity when I retire. I probably am just going to misplace it next to my reading glasses, and I'll probably still be looking for both of them. People say retirement is about finding yourself. So far, I've only found snacks I hid from myself back in 2019, just before COVID. I used to introduce myself by my job title. Now I introduce myself by whatever hobby I picked up this week and will probably abandon by next Tuesday. My new identity is person who has time. Time to nap, time to wonder, time to forget what I was supposed to be doing with all this extra time I have now, or that I will have. I've rebranded myself from a professional to a professional relaxer. My business card is going to be a beach chair. I'm discovering new talents. For example, I can spend an entire day doing absolutely nothing and still feel like I need a nap and need a break. I no longer ask, "What do you do?" I ask, "What do you enjoy?" And if the answer is napping, we are going to be the best of friends. My identity used to revolve around deadlines. Now, the only deadline I care about is the early bird special starting at 5, but I've been doing that for a few years now. I'm redefining myself as someone who says yes to joy and no to alarm clocks. It's a bold new era. Retirement didn't shrink my identity. It's going to expand it, mostly sideways, but still. Choosing purpose over routine. Routine and I had a very long relationship, but after decades, and I mean like 50 years together, we agreed to see other people. Routine wanted to be predictability. I wanted my pajamas until noon or 6. My old routine was basically a sitcom. Same plot, same characters, same coffee mug. The laugh track was optional. I didn't abandon routine. I just put it in a nice retirement home. It gets visitors on Tuesdays. Purpose, on the other hand, showed up like a motivational speaker. Follow your passion, it said. I said, does following it require shoes? Purpose doesn't care what time I wake up. Routine cared a lot. Routine was a morning person. Purpose is more of a whenever you're ready kind of a friend. Choosing purpose means I now do things because they matter to me, not because a calendar notification yelled at me. Purpose also lets me experiment. One day I'm gardening. The next day I'm learning to bake bread. The day after that, I'm Googling, why does my bread look like a doorstop? Routine kept me busy. Purpose keeps me alive. And occasionally confused, but in a fun way. I traded the must-dos for the what I want to do's. Turns out the world doesn't collapse when I skip a chore. In fact, it barely even notices it. Purpose is my new compass. It doesn't always point north, but it always points somewhere interesting.
This is Second Act Studio, where your next chapter starts now.